It's in milliliters. I can't remember how many milliliters are in an ounce. 30 or 15?
30.
Cool, so yeah, it's an ounce.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's filming, by the way.
Oh, I figured that out. No.
Okay, I already started this drink, but I didn't want to, because it might be really, really bad. I was like, I should get the reaction on tape. So this whole conversation started with the fact that I am now immune to grappa. I made enough grappa cocktail experiments and found some grappa cocktails that I kind of like, but now I can just drink grappa. So I thought, well, let's move on to the even more awful, however this is pronounced, Slivovice. So my hypothesis that I used to disdain cocktails, by the way the dryer is running, that I used to disdain cocktails is if you put a citrus and a sugar, in my case agave syrup, and ice in a shaker, whatever you put in there is going to turn out okay. And that hypothesis has actually yet to fail me. I've not made anything undrinkable by doing that. So this shaker, just going off of what's a good grappa cocktail, contains lemon, ice, agave, slivovice, amaretto, and maraschino. Which is a good grappa cocktail. And since Slivovice is just grappa that tastes like plums from Satan's asshole. Not a terrible color, not a great color. I feel like this is a straw beverage. No, it's a drinking beverage. Doesn't smell good. But there it is, it doesn't taste bad. Your brain just responds to the, like maybe the citrus isn't even necessary and your brain is just like, hey, there's sweetness in that, so it can't be that bad. As long as you balance that sweetness out in some way, I guess everything turns out fine, which I guess is what the citrus does. But yeah, I've really found, I have yet to find a disprover to the notion that you can put citrus, a sugar, in a shaker with any three ingredients, any three alcoholic ingredients, and make a drink that is undrinkable. People like to punish each other will do a shot that's like tequila and vermouth, and that's disgusting. But I bet if you put tequila and vermouth in a shaker with a citrus and some sugar, it would turn out fine. Turn out drinkable. I'm gonna give this a try here, Diamond Dallas.
I also found a cocktail that requires this stuff, and it is referred to as the hardcore Czech answer to the Italian Negroni.
All right.
So. It's got like a weird cough syrup aftertaste, but I mean, that's not bad.
Well, the cough syrup makes perfect sense. Slivovice tastes like cough syrup from the devil's asshole. Okay, the other grappa cocktail that works just fine is coffee liqueur, typically lime, coffee liqueur, and then an anise flavor. So let's try something similar to that too, and I will once again do the cheat of...
Where are you from? sweet vermouth?
It already contains lime and... Sure, though.
Well, this one's supposed to be,
And we don't have sweet vermouth
stirred,
anyways, so...
Did we get rid of the red vermouth?
I mean, it's 100 years old and it's gross anyways. And it wasn't
I
that
don't
sweet.
have much faith in this beverage.
But I
I'm
mean,
just gonna try it.
I'll 100% try Montenegro or Young Frau.
No problem.
There's a lot more Young Frau than there is Montenegro. But giving a cocktail the best chance of being good is also important. But let's use Young Frau because we haven't used Young Frau in anything. Young Frau. Basically Jaeger. Okay. I don't think I put any Slivo in this yet either. Have a drink of my drink. Dude, this drink has already grown on me.
Why are these so hard to get ice out of?
Couldn't tell you. So. I need a third ingredient to put in this to continue testing my theory. You feel that it should be that vermouth? This just smells like Young Frau, but terrible. I will do tequila. Okay. Because that'll just add the weird gross factor. And then in 10 more seconds I'll be down for a nap. I have 6 drinks in front of me.
What a terrifying color.
Darker in color, kind of the color of like a ginger beer. Smells terrible. Tastes pretty bad. It's just, it's got some bite to it. It's hard to say. It must be coming from the Young Frau. All the herbs there. Really tangy. Like
This is the worst possible glass to try and do this in.
yes. Amaretto Maraschino is the better of the two for sure. This isn't brutally bad. it just has like this really puckering effect for some reason. Even though it was the other half of the same lime, for some reason, this is just like biting into a sour lime. Someone who liked Negronis and things like that might even enjoy this. But I will pass you off to Olivia now, who is stirring her drink. Go get behind the back.
This is the hardcore Negroni that I already forgot the name of. It is deep and dark. Terrifying. Alistair, I'm a little afraid of it. This is a hearty drink. I want to use the other vermouth because that just feels heavy.
Yeah,
It's suddenly become like a dinner or a dessert drink.
there is a lot of richness to that, and the flavor that I'm identifying in there that I don't like is that that vermouth. Let's try the same thing with Dolan. You stay.
You mean things that you should do while editing?
I'll grab the Dolan.
I was actually doing things.
What were you actually doing?
Applying for more jobs.
Do you want to try and give it the best chance of being good and use the Dolan, or do you want to use the other crappy white?
Dolan. Did you want to bring ice?
Ice to use now?
We go literally months with this giant bag of ice. Just plaguing our freezer. We finally finish it. And that's the time that is apparently decided for us to just try and make things.
You do glass as well, then?
I did not enjoy that. I just had...
Get you another rocks glass. I think if I had to pretend that our YouTube channel serves a purpose here, it would be the idea that we're finding and publishing uses for very difficult liquors. If you have some crazy relative that gifts you some Slivo, and you're like, the F do I do with this, other than like scare away wild animals? Like if you spray this on your trash, you will definitely deter raccoons. But I imagine some kind of like snake creature might take up residence in your alley. But yeah, I mean, we conquered grappa, we conquered strega.
It's a much more visually pleasing.
Much more
color.
visually pleasing drink. It's the risk of having those things.
Nothing broke, so it's that. Is the superior version. Do you want to come into frame or?
I don't know, is that the superior version?
Well, like, our issue was with the first one was that it was too heavy than it was.
It is the superior of the two, yeah. It has fewer characteristics, which made me second guess it, but yeah. Would you say that any of those are better than these? Because I think this is the best drink of the day.
Well, since I haven't had this one, I don't know. That one is so incredibly sour.
It is. It's strange.
That one has the tequila in it, though, doesn't it?
Yep. Tequila, Jungfrau, and Slivo. Unknown number. Hello? Oof. It was only 3 minutes and 48 seconds, but it just felt so long. Like, there are world-class songs shorter than that. So, I'd say the big takeaway of today's video is that whether it's grappa or any kind of slivo or really any liquor you don't like, get yourself a citrus, get yourself some simple syrup or agave syrup or even just sugar and muddle it. You can't go wrong adding amaretto and maraschino to things. You can't go wrong adding Galliano to things. You can make any liquor drinkable with that kind of baseline. And then in there you can play around if you want to try and make something more interesting. But the winner of today is amaretto maraschino. And the loser is my liver, as we now have to, like back in the day, during the lockdown, we're gonna have to like all of these drinks to kind of get through, and we're just gonna be eating and napping soon, even though we do have some errands that we should be running that we can't ignore. Olivia will wrap up the video with her signature catchphrase.
Why you gotta do this when I'm not wearing pants?